What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Mitch, and welcome to another episode of the Wise Guys Podcast. What's up, O?
What's good, bro? You all right?
Chilling. What up, Dewey?
What's going on? How y'all doing today?
Doing pretty good,
bro.
man. Today we got a special guest, man. She's going to tell us why cash is king and credit is queen.
My better half, Charmell.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, make some noise for Charmell, y'all.
First guest, baby. Yeah, man. And then after that, we're going to drop the Black Business Support segment for y'all again, man. We're going to continue supporting Black businesses. And then we're going to finally drop another segment of our Black movie review. And this week we're doing New Jack City.
With no further ado, let's get right to it. Welcome to the mic, Charmell.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Glad to be
First
here.
guest alert.
Yay.
Pew, pew.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. We bring you on here today to break down your theory about how credit is queen and cash is king.
All right. Thank you guys once again for having me. Definitely a pleasure to be here. And simple overview of cash is king and credit is queen. The bottom line is about being able to manage your finances at your level and not spending beyond what you could actually afford to live.
So no living off $40 pretty much.
No living off $40.
Or no whole bunch of Fashion Nova boxes or Amazon boxes coming to your crib. I'm just saying, I'm trying to reach out to somebody.
No, in all honesty, though, I've actually been doing financial coaching for about 8 years, and I work for a nonprofit organization. And one thing that I did realize in working for this company is that our culture directly is probably a little bit underserved with financial understanding.
That's facts.
And the bottom line is that the more education that we have, the better we are at making financial choices and better life that we can live and maintain for ourselves.
Correct. That's true.
The theory of cash is king and credit is queen. I hear a lot of people, doing everything they can to improve their credit score, get a higher credit score, not realizing if your main goal to get a higher credit score is to spend more money, well, you're not really advancing in life. So I heard one of my financial mentors some time ago told me that if you make $1 million, you spend $1 million, you're still considered broke.
Exactly.
So the bottom line is making sure that what you are establishing is not only just about having a higher credit score so that you can borrow more money, but putting the earnings that you do have right now into perspective to build a better financial future. And if you should need your credit, such as buying a $200,000 home, if that isn't within your budget to do so, then that makes sense. But not having $200,000 worth of consumer debts and then try to purchase that same home because you can afford the payments, don't mean you can afford that lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you're right. That's something that, I guess me and Dude didn't talk about privately, but it's something we would want to bring to the show. Just ways that also make sure we're teaching our kids about financial responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because everybody don't got Mitch money.
Nah.
Who, man? The feds watching.
So what? So basically you saying that it's cool to have cash. Cash is, like you say, cash is king and it's important. However, you don't want to replace one with the other.
Well, it's good to have both.
Okay.
It's good to have both. But what I would say again is that more so building up. So if I had lost my job today, right, I don't want to have $3,000 on a credit card limit because guess what? I got to pay it back. And the moment I can't, that credit limit is gone.
Exactly.
But if I have $3,000 in a bank and I have $1,500 worth of monthly expenses, I may be able to survive 2 months until I can get back to work. If that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Sure do.
So one of the worst things a lot of people do is they overspend and they got to pay the interest back, and they make that same mistake over and over again. And I know some of the horror stories you've heard, just people having to constantly use the credit cards and stay in debt, and it's really predatory lending, right? That happens a lot. So give me a couple of examples on that, the problems you see in that situation.
About predatory lending or people spending more than what they actually have?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. So I can tell you predatory lending is usually a result of lack of knowledge for the consumer and also the mistakes they made in the past with their credit due to that lack of knowledge. But as well, people still need transportation to get back and forth to work. You know, they need to be able to have something of, I didn't say even like installment loans. People are easily to get the preliminary offers in the mail. You're qualified for this amount of money. Just come in today. We'll give you this money. And you'll say $3,000. They're charging you 30% interest for that. And because you have the income, they'll give it to you.
Exactly.
But when you're done paying it off, you're paying close to $5,000, $7,000, $8,000. Did you really do yourself a service? Because you probably didn't use that $3,000 in a matter of 2 months, but you spend the next 4 years trying to pay it back.
Exactly.
So you just took an L.
Yeah, pretty much. And with predatory lending, you have to also understand too, and I hate to say it, but banks are in it to make money. They don't care about the consumer's interest. They care about, can you pay me back? So I had not to get too personal, but I had a client the other day, and the guy made about $150,000 a year by himself. They gave the guy a $300,000 mortgage, paying 19% interest with his mortgage payment. So when I did the calculations, he should have been paying $841 a month with a standard repayment plan. He was paying over $2,000. That house lasted for about 2 years. He's already facing foreclosure.
He needs some milk.
Yes.
I need to get his name and address. I might try to buy that from him.
Oh yeah, and then we got something for you too. When
Sure.
you feel that you about to kind of go into a lane where it's kind of reckless, just say reckless speculation, and that's safe every time. So to that man who paying $2,000 a month, reckless speculation. That's crazy though,
Wise
man.
guys terms.
But the sad reality about it is that people don't really get that concept, because they're in their minds, I make the money, I'm going to be able to pay it, I can get it. People not understanding short term and long term. And the bottom line is, stop trying to do immediate gratification. And if you actually work towards having something where it's established for you, you have a better foundation, you may be able to maintain it, opposed to losing it in 2 years after you get it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely with something like a house. That's a major purchase. So you definitely don't want to set yourself up, and it's such a rewarding thing for our culture to own our first homes and stuff like that. And then you get it, and now it's 2 years later, you lose it. Not only are you losing that home, you got to pay that money back, and you still got the debt that you had when you bought the house. So yeah, I mean, there's some good Jews right here for the people, man.
Sure is. So I got a question for you. In your opinion, what's the best way to build wealth over a long period of time?
So the best way to build wealth over a long period of time is, 1, don't spend more than what you make. 2, have more than one income. And 3, look into investments, something that's going to return value to you. Everything that it will avoid putting money into depreciating value, things of depreciating value, such as people purchase cars and they list, I want a 2020 Escalade. That car probably like 60,000-70,000 today. In 2 years, somebody gonna be paying about 17,000 for it.
Yep.
You still got that car note that you paying almost $1,000 a month, where you could have been taking that extra $500 a month or so, put into a CD, money market account, something that's going to grow your interest.
Exactly.
If your money is not growing interest for you, then you're going to be paying interest for your money. So in the long term, if I want to see 10 years from today, the money that I could be putting towards an investment grow for me, I'd rather take that extra money and put it there, opposed to things that make me look good for today, or make me look good to the masses, if that makes sense.
So look long term, people, man, not short term. Long term.
Absolutely.
So you can't finance the bus and the Escalade.
At the same time.
At the same time,
Might
when you
have-
owe
might have tricked
$10,000
people.
on your credit card, don't do it, man.
Absolutely.
You gotta relax.
Don't do it. I don't know, man. Like this, this concept is easier said than done, though. It's easy to tell somebody, all right, don't spend more. Don't live outside your means, because that's pretty much what you're saying. To start, that's the baseline. Don't live outside. Don't live outside of your means.
Yeah, because I don't get that many likes for behaving. I don't get that many reactions.
So let's say, okay, you completed the task 1. You're not living outside your means. What's the next step in kind of building your financial future?
Just like Mitch said, finding something that's going to grow your money for you. It's not all about just putting money into a savings account. You can save all day, but, as we have said before, you can't, save out the problem. You got to out-earn it. So being able to have that money invested and then make more money than you're spending right now, you're already off to a good start. Now, true indeed, we all love to be millionaires one day. Do we have a millionaire mindset is the question. If we don't have that millionaire mindset, but let's be a thousandaire at least, that's probably more attainable. Set goals.
Right.
Set goals for yourself, and whatever those goals may be, making sure it's something that makes sense for your situation and is actually realistic. So let's just say some people that are trying to get out of debt, I'm paying every month and these expenses. I'm shopped at Fashion Nova, I didn't finance PayPal. Okay, my first goal is to get out of debt. First goal, get out of debt, start paying off your expenses. The next goal may be to build wealth. Okay, so out of the money I was paying a month for those expenses, I don't necessarily see this money right now, but when I do start to see it, don't mean I need to go spend it. How about I invest it? If that makes sense. So
that makes a lot of sense. So you basically saying, like, don't try to build your wealth until you paid your debt.
Exactly.
That's pretty much.
They can't work one and the same. If you're in debt right now and you're trying to work yourself out of it, your debt is not going to disappear until you pay it. Bottom line. Sure. And, you know, some people may use like bankruptcy as an outlet. Well, the reality is that bankruptcy even make you take a look at your situation now. They do what's called like a means test. So if you're trying to file for bankruptcy, I'm going to sit you down. I'm going to go through your finances, and I'm going to determine you can pay this debt back. Go ahead and do it. Which the bankruptcy attorneys or the courts have to say. So now you should pay back your debts. You have enough money to do so. You need to go ahead and do it. Everybody don't understand that concept. It used to be people, you know,
like paying bills.
They'll press the bankruptcy button, reset everything. Within 2 years, be back in bankruptcy again. You haven't learned your lesson. Well, if you're going to pay me pay back this $25,000 in consumer debt, I'll probably be a lot less active in doing it again the second time around because I don't want to pay that back.
But Otis is president. Has filed for bankruptcy.
And he,
a couple of times.
Right. And he a billionaire, so he say, watch your mouth, bro. Don't ever call that man my president. I was wondering, though, this real quick, too. I think Mitch got another question. What advice would you give people right now during this pandemic? You know, because right now we're getting a lot of extra money, or we have gotten a lot of extra money. Some people through unemployment fraud. But, however, those people who did it, regular speculation. What advice would you give them? You know, should they invest in stocks right now? Should they just, I mean, I know you said already pay the debts off and stuff like that. So I guess in their situation, they're at the point where can they build short-term wealth and long-term wealth at the same time?
I would pause on the wealth until I can establish a foundation. You can't get wealth without a foundation. So if you have this extra income coming in right now, but you know it's not going to last forever, the best thing to do is definitely put that money into a cushion. Make sure that if you are able to get back to work, you have something to fall back on in case you can't work. So short-term and long-term, if I can get back to work and I still got about $4,000 in savings, then I can make some moves once I get that extra income coming in per month. But if you spend it all and you're back to your day-to-day savings, then you pretty much didn't account for anything.
So y'all hear that, man?
We hear it.
Save that money.
So my next question for you is, what do you think is the best strategy to reach your short-term financial goals?
Depends on what your short-term financial goals are.
Let's say you want to open up, let's say, a barbershop. Reckless speculation.
Reckless speculation. You tell me something, bro.
Okay.
Infinite 2, 3.
So the best thing about that is having the mindset that you do want to be able to earn extra income, but making sure earning that extra income is not going to put you under with your current finances because you may still have a lifestyle and everything else to maintain. So if you are looking at financing or more so doing something like a barbershop, understand it's going to require an investment that may not be an immediate return for you. So if you can take on that investment and also be able to maintain your current lifestyle, that's great, that's wonderful. But if you don't feel like you're quite there yet, going back to people with the pandemic, set yourself a foundation where you may be able to dip back into that pot. The last thing you want to do is finance everything going into building that business, because what that's going to do is leave you with a bunch of bills. And when it leaves you with a bunch of bills, you got more than what you started with. So therefore, what's your level of maintaining if that return on investment is not coming back to you right away?
So
Bankrupt.
Somebody
Don't do it.
just graduated high school. They going in their first year of college. And they getting all these offers left and right. It's one of the most critical, pivotal moments in the kid's life. And it's the moments when they mess up their credit the worst. But they're broke, though. Like a college kid, you remember being a college kid. So, you know, you go for broke sometimes. Like, what's some of the best ways to avoid that, but also maintain and sustain, you know, when you're going through it?
Well, first and foremost, knowledge is everything. And I can say I've actually worked on my master's degree in finance, and they didn't teach us anything about financial management for a master's in finance. So the bottom line is understanding where you are financially. If I can maintain the payments, but I can't maintain the actual cost, then maybe I don't need it. I'm blessed because when I was younger, my mom, she was a single mom. You know, she raised 6 kids by herself. She had minimum wage jobs, 3 and 4 of them at a time. She knew a lot about credit, and I give her credit to this day because she should actually be doing my job. You know, she knows a lot about it. But when I went off to college, I used to get those preliminary offers in the mail, you know, Capital One, and get $300 limit. And I'm like, heck, yeah, I'm about to get me some shoes from Rainbows. It's about to be on the coffee. But
get your drink on.
She used to take those letters and she would tear them up. And by the time I come back home on my break, you know, she said, you got some mail, but I went ahead and threw it away. And I used to be mad at her. But in reality, by the time I graduated, I was so thankful because I didn't have those issues. But the thing about it is, if you don't know how to properly manage that financing aspect as of yet, if the income is not there for you, it's okay to live within your means. It's okay to, maybe have, and I'm not going to say never get one, because sometimes it is helpful. If you have one credit card and it's a $300 limit, and that helps you to get gas and maybe buy groceries, and you got a job inside of the cafeteria at the school, or you can probably pay it back and minimal, that makes sense. But if you start opening up 5 and 10 credit cards, Macy's, Nordstrom's, getting shoes at Foot Locker, financing that too, you're already building yourself a deficit before you can even get out to make the money to pay it back. So it makes sense to avoid things that are not within your reach right now.
I remember a time when I was about 18. I went to Macy's at Eastland to buy some cologne.
I opened up that card.
Opened up that damn card, and I never ever paid a cent on it.
How much is the cologne?
It was like $60. But you go in there like, oh, I can keep my 60 and give me a card.
I'm about to
Cool.
burn this
I'm about to
card
burn
real
this
quick.
card, and that's what I did. And that was the first time I fucked my credit up.
And one thing a lot of people may or may not know, retail store cards have the worst interest rates
Yes,
on
they
them.
do.
And one thing they would do is penalize the mess out of you the moment you miss a payment. So your $300 limit turns into like maybe $1,200 charged off in the collections. Now they want to take you to court for that $60 bottle of cologne.
That's crazy.
They ain't catch me though.
Reckless speculation.
No, it ain't reckless. They didn't catch me. It's too late now, baby.
Allegedly.
It's too late.
So basically, so far we know that we need to pay off our debts. Before we do anything, that's the first
Pay your
thing.
debts, people.
Pay
Always
your
honor
debt.
your debts. You if you took it and you borrowed it, pay it back.
Pay it back.
Shows honorable.
Shout
Don't
out to
do
the,
it,
shout
Mitch.
out to the Lannisters.
Right. Don't be a Mitch.
True story. Now, I don't know how much you know about investing, but I hear you say it like you should invest. Like for me, I'm scared to invest. I don't know what's safe and like what's high risk, what's low risk. So what do you tell somebody like me?
So I would tell you, I'm not a financial advisor per se. I am licensed as a coach, but a financial advisor will probably give you more in-depth information based off your financial situation, what type of investments you should go into. There are low risk, there are high risk. I can tell you high risks are pretty much for people that do have that extra disposable income. They can go all in. It may have a higher return on investment, but it's okay to start small as well.
Okay.
So just having something that even if you just earn $300 in 6 months, that's more than you had beforehand going into the pot. So, speak to a financial advisor. They can give you that information and they analyze everything for you and tell you, hey, based on your current situation, this may be a good idea for you.
So I guess we can wrap this up by saying this, man. People, use your cash like it's your king. Make sure your cash take care of your queen, which is your credit.
Correct.
Simple as that. Pay your debts off. After you do that, come up with a plan to how you want to invest into yourself or long term and short term, and from there, man, you should be able to make some moves in your life, right?
Absolutely. And I also want to shout out to Green Path, which is my current employer of 8 years. They're really good company that I work for right now. And to be honest with you, I love that they're all in the movement for Black Lives Matter. Not only have we established, that we are not secret about our concern for the community, but also we're giving back donations. So if you want to donate to the Black Lives Matter movement, you can set it up to Green Path as well. So feel free.
Once again, that's Green Path.
Green Path, baby.
Green Path.
Nature's
Nonprofit.
way.
Nature's way.
And then we are talking about weed.
We talking about getting your money right so you can buy some weed.
So no more money spreads with
Reckless
the unemployment
speculation.
money. We gotta stop doing that. Stop. No more money spreads with the unemployment money.
Yes, please. Stop it. Don't go to jail this fall, man.
Speak for yourself.
Save your money, invest it, prepare for a rainy day. Make sure what you have right now is going to work for you in the future. And if you can't buy it 2 times, then don't buy it at all.
We appreciate you
Hey,
so
thank
much.
you so much.
All right,
man.
thank you guys for having me.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Definitely, thank you, man. All right, fellas, I guess this would be a great time for us to segue to people who have been paying their bills and who have that extra income to, start different things and come up with their own business, man. So let's do our Black Business segment and support these guys who doing the right thing with their money, baby.
Check out my friends over at Natural Nation. They specialize in handmade body care products and aromatic candles. Go search Natural Nations on Facebook or go to therealnaturalnations.com.
And I also want to give a shout out to Precious Picks. You can find her on Facebook for jewelry and watches.
All right, ladies, if y'all are looking to get your lashes or makeup done, check out Emerald Luxury Lashes. You can reach her on Facebook or Instagram. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into our black movie review. New Jack City, man. Matt, or let me take that back. Mitch, go ahead and say your line, bro.
for the love of money. Drop that shit, Matt.
Oh, bitch. Look at your neck.
Nino, please.
Oh, don't start bitching up now. You don't have my product, and you don't have my money.
You gotta give me another chance. Nino, please.
Look, the brothers don't wait to get paid. Money talks. Bullshit runs the marathon. So, see ya, and I wouldn't want to be here.
That's right, March 8th, 1991, New Jack City, the cult classic. Directed by Mario Van Peebles, starring Wesley Snipes and Alan Payne.
Then you got Ice-T as Scotty Appleton. You got Chris Rock as Pookie, of course. And, Billy Nunn as Dutta Man. I think that's how you say it.
Dutta Man.
Dutta Man.
Yeah, however you want to do it.
Man, what y'all feel about this movie after watching it this time, man? For me, it's been a long ass time since I watched it, so it really hit, it hit me a little different than, watching it back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple of things we noticed that was like, man, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Certain scenes that just threw you off, but overall, I still love the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Me too. I love the movie.
I mean, but the movie just seemed more raw this time watching it. It'd be like, damn, they really was projecting the crack epidemic in our culture back then.
Yeah.
And I don't really recall no other movie around that time. All the movies back then kind of, talked about drugs in certain ways, but this movie, they really put that shit in your face.
Yeah, went over the top with it. They had a whole apartment building, the Carter.
That was like impossible. But I used to think it was like, that's not realistic.
That it was.
But when you put it in perspective, man, if you ever lived in the projects, like, the Dope Boys did run the project.
For sure. I did.
And this movie definitely based off, true story, I'm assuming. Or true stories, this definitely based off, accounts and shit that was really going on. So
even at the end, they say every neighborhood got a Nino Brown.
Oh, exactly.
Right. And it was definitely like that.
So what's your favorite scene from the movie, man?
My favorite scene will have to be the infamous scene that they used in the show Martin when he came in there with the Rockwiler.
After they take the Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite scenes too, dog. What?
Sit your fat ass down before I make change. That's my shit right there.
What about you, Dewey?
I think my favorite scene, man, off the top, when they took over the Carter. It showed like the grit and the grime of taking it over, and then also they come up like,
right.
And it showed like their structure was getting tighter. So it kind of was a little bit more revealing to how, structure, when they just regular dope boys and making it big.
Because they really don't show you like what type of drug dealers they were before. I mean, you just kind of assume like, okay, these dudes is kind of just normal drug dealers. Of course they say they were selling cocaine before, and then G Money introduced them to crack.
Yeah.
Prior to that scene, but I mean, besides the chain and them kind of getting the love they was getting at the club beforehand, you don't really see, how they get money or how their organization was structured beforehand. You just kind of know G Money was his number 2. Dutta Man was the muscle.
Yeah.
And then
Keisha was too.
Keisha was the muscle.
Rockin' my baby.
Yeah, they really was. I mean, he never really, outside of G Money, wasn't nobody else like really pushing the dope.
Yeah, they just had their crews. Like, you seen them, like I said, when in the scene, when you seen them take over the Carter, you seen them guy have on a CMB jacket. That was their crew. Also, they muscle, they extended, but it was people who was hustling for them, obviously, but they ain't show these people.
That's what I'm saying. You don't really see they organize.
You see the top.
Yeah, you just see the top, right.
What did CMB mean?
Cash Money Brothers.
Right, that's what I thought it meant.
Yeah. They, that's what he did in that meeting.
Was it like that before the Carter, or they created that after they did the Carter? Or was they Cash Money Brothers in the beginning?
I didn't remember him saying that until the party that night when they toasted.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
So that's when I remember hearing it.
With Flavor Flav.
Yeah. And Guy, they had some heavy hitters. They had some heavy hitters at that club.
Nah, that scene. Now going back to that scene, that Montan scene, because that's before they go into. No, that's after they go into the party, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned, now you was saying you said that scene reminds you of another movie though, right?
Paid in Full.
Yeah.
A lot of scenes reminded me of Paid in Full in this movie.
Yeah.
So I definitely think Paid in Full took a lot of pages out of this movie.
Yeah, and like I said before, the '80s crack era backdrop in Harlem. that's what I think that a lot of them came from that. You know, even like movies like Across 110th Street. You know, like those movies, you know, Harlem. You know, during that time.
It definitely make you feel like you in New York in that movie. Yeah. Like, it's definitely, okay, this is a New York movie. Them being at the park, like you said, shooting, that was another scene that kind of, you know, mirrors Paid in Full. So, yeah, I agree, bro. Like, it's definitely a lot of parallels to those type of movies. But in my opinion, this was that first big, like, drug, like, crack movie that came out, right?
Like, with the crack era.
With the crack era.
Other ones talked about the coke because they was talking about those times. But that was one of the biggest I remember at that time. Everybody, and then really show the grit and grime of that, what it looked like, people getting high and, you know, showing the dope like that.
Right.
And then going back to it, I feel like Nino Brown wanted to be Tony Montana.
Yeah, and he definitely
because he's watching the movie. And after that, he kept saying, "The world is mine. The world is mine." Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I think Scarface came out in like 84, 85. And this movie was the time standpoint, it was 86
to 89,
to
right?
89. So remember in Paid in Full, they said when Scarface came out, everything changed.
Right.
But everybody idolized that dude, Tony Montana, the guy that came from nothing and made it to the biggest boss. You know,
second biggest boss.
Yeah, because nobody really knew Sosa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the name you don't really know unless you got a political connect. But that's what it was about, though.
I would say the other person that he kind of steal from too is the Godfather.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he, you know, it really, to me, his personality, you know, is always business, never personal. Like, of course, that's straight from the Godfather.
Vito, all that.
Yeah,
that's
you know
Vito.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then kind of how he structured the business, you know, with him being at the top and him taking, you know, even though you can arguably say that Nino was the boss, but he was only like the planning part of the, you know, being the boss. He didn't, you know, exclusively introduce the product. That was G Money.
G Money did that.
So yeah.
Yeah. I always say with any business you need a visionary and somebody who has a work ethic. And if you got 2 in 1, you bad, you out cold. But he introduced the product, and then Nino did the product placement.
Right, and then Kareem set up the infrastructure.
Yeah, he set up the infrastructure.
You know, so yeah.
But he, like you said, like the Godfather, like he set up that structure
Right.
around that, and you know the way the Italians moved, and we.
So was Nino a man of the people or what? What do you think?
Nah, he
Hell
definitely
no.
was fake.
It was all a facade.
So just giving them turkeys out, it was all of a side.
Yeah.
But in a sense, they kind of, you know, talking shit about, well, I won't say they talking shit, but they kind of, you know, talking about the culture, because now we find out through other movies and time that went on, that's the same shit they've been doing throughout time in Harlem. All the big drug dealers did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you look at him and you think, it's nice what he doing. You know, from the outside looking in, like
Right.
they were looking from the top of the roof. But man, it really was all of a side. But it satisfied his ego too, though. Like you could tell he smiling, he was happy. Like it made him feel good in the moment.
The movie tried to build him up as the anti-hero.
Yeah.
But to me, they don't really do a good job of doing it, because the movie started off with him killing somebody.
Well, he didn't really kill anybody.
He let him drive.
Well, he let him fall. He ordered him to kill him.
And bullshit runs the marathon.
Right.
See you and wouldn't want to.
You know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of moments you'd be like, damn, like he ain't shit.
Yeah.
He give you the moments to start off the movie like, okay, this dude really ain't a good dude. But the way the movie designed,
He had to be, though. He
Yeah, he
had to
did.
be that kind of guy in order to be in that position.
and that's why I'm saying he the anti-hero, because yeah, you feel like that, but you still rooting for him. Like, oh, okay, dog. I guess it's just a natural thing for you to want to root for the boss,
Yeah.
even though the boss ain't shit. And I mean, you don't really find out that they really don't show how bad he is until the wedding scene.
Yeah, when he picked that little girl up and used her as a shield. He ain't shit for that. Hey, G, it's a hit.
Yeah, bro. That whole scene, man. I gotta give Mario Van Peebles 2 thumbs down, bro.
Damn.
It was bad. It was bad, man.
As we go further and further, we keep
Like,
digging into Mario Van Peebles.
I mean, I know
man.
this is his first
Damn.
movie directed, but I mean, come on, dog. You got my man had on the truck with the big ass Uzi, bro, and everybody else see him, but don't nobody, you know, my man running trying to get his baby don't see him. Like they didn't notice him in the back of the truck. They just saw the dude smirk, and now it's a shootout. Like, come on, bro.
And they had machine guns on deck just that quick.
Yeah.
Like just they bought them.
Where'd they get the guns from?
Was they under the table or something? Like,
Because I think they was walking towards the cars, but I don't think they made it all the way there. They just had all this artillery just out of nowhere. Like
they had K's.
I was like, God, they was ready for war in an instant.
I'm like, dog, y'all got suits on, so what did they have them inside the suit jackets or something?
Dog. Nah, not that big ass gun. Keisha was
Bro.
shooting.
Dude, Keisha was a G.
Rest in peace, Keisha.
She said, fuck trying to hide. She just went out there in front of everybody and just started shooting.
She
Got
thought she was
lit
playing
up.
Call of Duty or something, bro. Like, she went out there like, fuck it, I'm about to kill. And she didn't even hit nobody.
No, she did.
I thought she
She had one person, I think.
But then who hit the dude that was leaving in the van? Like he didn't get.
I think that was G Money at the end.
They took the fuck off.
Yeah, I think that was G Money, like the last of the shoot.
But I think they got what they really wanted out of that. Like they really
Scare
just
him like
wanted
that?
to fuck them up.
Yeah,
like,
it did.
And one of their best got killed during that time.
Right,
too.
right. So yeah, they did. I mean,
They
of course
shook
they
him
wanted
up.
to kill him, but
Yeah.
killing, yeah. But
He gonna pick the baby up.
man,
Dog.
like I said, bro, it showed you how evil he was, man. He wasn't shit.
He's all about himself.
Y'all remember when he first came out? You still mad at me? Fuck you then. Like he didn't give a fuck, dog. He was callous.
Dog,
as
he
hell.
wasn't shit, man. So that whole scene showed Mario Van Peebles' directing skills. Wesley wasn't shit in that scene. And then why wasn't they didn't shoot him?
Who?
Ice-T?
Ice-T. Why Ice-T just didn't shoot him, bro?
Because it would have blew his whole
Yeah,
cover.
would have blew it. Yeah.
But he'd have ended the shit right then and there when nobody else had to die.
Somebody probably would have shot him.
They still like.
He wanted to get him so bad.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
dog.
his dick was hard.
He'd have died.
I want to shoot you so bad right now. My
Yeah,
dick
G
hard.
Money and would just turn the guns on him, right?
I'm just saying. I mean, going to the next scene. Well, I don't want to skip over the G Money death scene, but talking about the end of the movie.
Where did the little girl come? Who little girl? Like that little girl just walked up to him and was just like,
No, she dropped.
like-
She dropped something, and she
Yeah,
was going
he's
back to
picking
get
it
it,
up.
and then he went to pick it up.
Wrong place at
right,
the wrong
right.
time.
Damn, dog.
If she would have never dropped that little thing, she'd still be alive right now.
No, I don't know. She wouldn't have made it past him.
No,
Because the daddy was
she
in
did.
front, right?
Right? No, she was with the daddy.
Oh,
He was on side of the van
Right,
about to go,
right,
and
right.
and
'Cause
she
she-
ran
yeah.
back.
And then he got killed.
Yeah, he got killed up.
Yeah, that pop.
Killed up.
He got killed up.
Rest in peace, pops.
Man,
It's crazy.
I mean, I guess he made Mario. I'm digging into Mario Van Peebles today, bro.
Damn.
I'm just saying, there's just so many little things in the movie that you notice, and it'd be like, damn, bro, you could have did this shit a lot better. In my opinion.
But that's now. We didn't see that back then.
I mean, we watched it with the eyes of a kid, like watching it now as adults, like it's some shit. Like you'd be like, oh, okay.
But to me, that's just evolution. That's just like
Really?
things got better now.
Things got better now. That we
I guarantee
noticed
you,
the
you
mistake.
go back and look at a lot of those movies back in the day. A lot of them was probably fucked up, just like this one.
I mean, yeah, you want to talk about Dolomite? That's one of the most fucked up made movies of all time. But it was just as good as it added to the movie's prestige. But
So you saying New Jack City wasn't good?
it was good in the time. My opinion now, no,
Yeah,
it do
'cause
not
all
hold.
the 80 fight scenes was done. Dog, he missed him by a
Man,
mile with
yes,
the
bro,
punch.
it was-
But this dude flipped over, did a 360, everything. Yeah, so
Even that other man killer, seeing when he died, man, it was just like, yeah, he got shot like 7 times, bro.
yeah.
He got shot a lot of times, man. And then
he was holding on for
He was
dear
holding
life.
on, bro. Like, was he a demon? Like, how the fuck was he come back?
You want to talk
alive?
about a demon? What's the movie with Wahlberg? What's his name?
Mark Wahlberg,
Not Shooter, the other one, Lone Survivor or something.
The Happening.
He got shot 20,000 times, and he was still alive.
What?
The Lone Survivor, the army movie he was in.
Oh yeah, he talking
He
about
got shot
I think
35 times, dude, and he was still alive.
Hey, he did get
Watch
shot a
that
lot.
one. Was
But
he
you
high
know
or
what?
something?
That was a military movie. They had to make him seem like he was the hero.
Yeah.
But you're right though. He did get shot a lot of times, bro. And then his people, man, they did him wrong, man. Because his men, they was getting shot in the head, bro. Like one shot to the chest.
Talking about Mark Wahlberg.
Yes,
was
bro.
shot, man. Hell, shout out to Marky Mark.
You didn't see that movie?
Yeah, man, that shit.
You didn't see that
I
one?
ain't see it. If I seen it, I don't remember.
It's a great movie.
It is a good.
But he
ass
got
movie,
shot
bro.
1,000 times
He
in
did,
his
bro.
chest. And he was still crawling.
And
Dang.
still got a chance to get to the village, fall down the hill, get on the airplane. I mean, a helicopter, man. Yeah, it's some bullshit. Like it,
Speaking of getting shot, the rest of G
G Money, bro. R.I.P.
Damn, man.
So-
my brother's keeper. That shit was funny.
So y'all think he was trying to, do y'all think he was looking for redemption? Talking about Nino.
Redemption by what?
Like, did he not want to do it? Like, you know, was them tears real?
The tears is real because I was his boy, but he knew he had to do it.
He had to
because he led by a code. Well, you crossed me, so I
Yeah,
gotta kill your ass.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, he told him on the phone when that nigga was getting high. He's like,
He said, if it happened one
he
more
isn't
time.
if he isn't who you say he
told him.
is, I'm gonna kill him,
He did.
and I'm gonna kill you.
Well, he didn't kill him.
Most
but
definitely.
Most definitely. It was high as hell. I don't, man. I'm watching that scene at that time, and then even now, like, I'm thinking, like, man, did he really want to do it? Did he decide then, like, I have to now? Like, I can't do this. Like, it's over with.
Like Mitch said, with the tears, like, I think that's what he knew. That was his cue. Like, this gotta happen. No matter what you say, yeah, you my brother's keeper. I gotta do this. Now let me ask y'all this. Going back to what me and Mitch was just kind of going back on. Mm-hmm. The part that didn't age well to me was him dropping to his knees, bro. Like, he about to kill you anyway, man. Just stand up and take this bullet like a man. You don't got to drop to your knees.
No, I think
it was extra, bro.
No, it was extra. I think he was trying to like pity him into not doing it. Like, oh,
that's what made it so weak. Like, I agree. Like,
you knees, I can't kill you when you in your knees.
That's what.
Or like in movies, and they be like, when they walk away, like, you can't shoot me in the back.
Right. It was
you're
like right. It was something. But to me, Nino was the type of dude like you doing that. It like made him really
weak
like,
as hell.
you really weak. I can't keep you.
Yeah.
Like if you gonna drop down to your knees, supposed
it
look at me in my eyes.
Turned him up even more.
Yeah, you like, oh yeah, I can't. Exactly.
Even though he is his brother.
Right.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, bro, I can't fuck with you.
Nah, he ain't give a fuck. The same thing the same saying they used when they celebrated. And my brother's keeper that night, New Year's Eve. Same saying he was saying when he was killing him. Like, yes, I am. And like, it almost felt when I first watched as a kid, it felt like he was like protecting him, like, cause you bad. You
like
went
saving
bad.
him from himself because he was on the crack and shit.
He was, but it was.
Like,
I guess you can say that though.
I'm my brother's keeper.
Yeah.
Like, you messed up. You messed up
Right.
everything.
You got Keisha killed.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he brought all that stuff
Keisha,
up too.
the
The
other
man
man
did. Yeah.
Because of the dude you brought.
And it really was because of him.
Yeah, and you getting high,
Well,
and
not
you getting in
necessarily.
your feelings. And he only wants you for you, Nino. He was like,
Right.
man, you terrible. Like,
And then
you
he
went
told
bad.
him, the reason, why he did this is because he embarrassed him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that was weak.
part.
It's like, okay.
You embarrassed me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was insecure.
So we can all agree.
Self-conscious.
We all can agree when Nino called him to the roof, he was killing him no matter what.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't nothing that was gonna be able to bring him back from that moment.
Nope.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was a wrap.
That's Nino's spot, ain't it?
Yeah. And he should have had the G Money, dumb as hell though. He should have had the foresight to know, like,
I'd have got up out of there.
I'm not coming to that roof, bro. I'm out.
Maybe he just like I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm nothing.
Yeah,
Maybe
he ain't got
just-
no money.
He just felt
Then
like
when he wouldn't have dropped, he wouldn't have begged for his life
He
then.
did, yeah.
I don't know. I blame the director.
Damn. Mario Van Peebles, man.
Great man, but I
Damn.
blame him. I know this is, debut, but whatever. Damn, man. Let's get to
Hey, wait.
the worst.
Since you judge him.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to judge this next
Since
scene,
you
bro.
judging him.
Man, the
Damn.
end, bro. When he came with Ice
Court
T.
scene?
No, before the court scene, bro.
Okay.
When Ice T went and got him out the,
Oh, yeah,
the
when they
crib,
went up
bro.
in the crib.
And he blew old girl, that skeezer, he punched her in her damn face.
Yeah.
She was down for him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arguably more down for him than the old girl was.
Hell yeah, because she was along the lines of the kind of chick he wanted.
Exactly.
You want a little thought.
Yeah.
Street chick.
Yeah.
She was one of those.
She was about to take the shot to the face.
Damn.
Like, again, if you make that movie today, you got to cut that out, bro. They're not letting you knock no woman out or no deal in that scene. It'll be a lot different, bro. If you remade this movie today, it'll be a lot different, dog. You couldn't do the scene where he poured a liquor on her. Cancel that bitch. Like, you couldn't say that. Like,
Well,
I don't
about,
know.
What, 10 years before that, they did make a movie called Willie Dynamite, and he
Yeah, but that's
smacked the shit out of all of
You couldn't make that damn movie no more. Not today.
Pimpin'
Like, I'm
movie?
talking about today.
Yeah, the pimp.
Like, today, like, if you remade this movie today, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Not some of these scenes in here.
If I was director, I'm making all that shit I want to.
Okay. I guess it'd be an independent movie. Then,
I guess it will be.
Would have been by no Warner Brothers.
Master P that shit. Sell it out my trunk. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this scene was a good scene, though. It was a good little fight scene, and you showed kind of Ice-T was able. I guess this Ice-T best scene. Like, it's the scene that really showed him being,
That's this scene that got him on.
You talking about best scene in that movie?
Yeah, in the movie. this would be his best scene, right?
Yeah, this what got him in Law and Order.
Yeah, I would think so.
Who got him on their special victim unit?
Although, you know, that statement he made, I don't.
What statement? What are you referring to?
You know what the statement? You just made it earlier, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, I'm not saying it, man. Y'all know what it is. Like, it don't make sense, man. How are you so, you hate this dude so much that he aroused you, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get that.
Yeah.
I'm blaming the director.
Like you was talking about before, I think people just directed masculinity from they dick.
You know what I think?
That's weird, bro.
That sound like some Ice-T made it by himself, though.
I agree, bro.
Like, because he was a pimp, right?
Yeah.
So that's some pimp
He
shit.
was.
That was some pimp shit to say. Like,
Again,
man, you made my... Like, that's the pimp shit, I feel like.
cut. Hey,
Right.
let me come talk to you real quick, bro. We gonna cut that last line. Just try, bro.
But I made reference to the movie Thin Line Between Love and Hate when Tiny Zeus Hustler Jr. on his character in there when Bobby Brown and Martin Lawrence was breaking him up and he's fighting in the club and he said, "Man, get out my face, man! You making my dick hard."
Man, I don't get it, bro. This got
In
to
the
be some
90s, man, they were just saying some wild
That's wild.
Why? How? Like, I don't.
God.
Oh man. So besides that, I think it was a good scene. You had the whole community come together, you know, watching this, you know, evil bad man finally go down. And I think when you watching the movie for the first time, you like, oh, they won. Like, he done. He about to go to jail. And then you get to probably the best, I would say the best scene of the movie, right? The ending, that court scene, the scene that's probably most memorable. Everybody used the most.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would say not the most. It would be the other scene that we was talking about earlier with the dogs. Our favorite scene, like that's the scene that, but still though, the courtroom, that's another scene that just would not be able to happen in real life.
Oh, yeah. He'd be held in contempt so fast.
Ain't no defendant who charged with them kind of charges taking the stand. Ain't no lawyer gonna encourage
And
that.
they got so he made a deal literally in front of the whole courtroom.
Yeah.
And got my man Kareem arrested on the spot.
Yeah. Ain't nobody controlling the courtroom that way.
Man, what did he
was
tell
a
them to
circus.
get some shit like this to happen so fast? Like, you need, you know, the books. You need all that stuff to be able to get somebody
But Nino was
arrested like
smart. He probably did have the books in that nigga name. Like,
that. Oh, yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
Did.
So y'all don't think this was some shit he just came out of nowhere, like out of thin air? This was something he already had pre-planned.
I would have had a pre-plan.
In the pre-trial.
Yeah, I definitely think he came
I
there
know
knowing
what
that
I'ma do.
he about
Nah, I
to
know
flip
exactly
it, bro.
what I'ma do.
Cause he was too cool, dog. He never looked like, oh, I'm about to go to jail. Like, for real, he was just kind of just like,
And then
okay,
when
let me get through this.
When you think about it, when he said, "I got a whole list of brothers," he patted on his pocket.
You know, you right, bro.
that he had already had a list in his pocket, already ready to go. So yeah.
But he was guided by Mario Van Peebles on what to say.
Man, get out of here, bro. Get out of here, man. Miss Hawkins.
I'm born with a silver spoon in my mouth.
And it's just like, they just sitting there eating it up. Ain't nobody said, you know what I'm saying, objection, nothing. Like, they just letting him go. Like, man, old girl was a horrible lawyer, man. Sorry to put that out there.
Yeah, she was.
You can't lose to no
district attorney. Yeah,
yeah.
She's terrible.
Yeah, she lost her spot, bro.
Let him just have the floor. That was a whole circus, man. But
And then let him only get, and then gonna look back and tell them like, well, we did get him. I mean, he's getting a year.
the part though that I thought was kind of realistic was like him getting off like that. Like he played the justices against himself. Like it made reference to actually like how John Gotti got off on the feds.
Yeah.
If y'all remember, I don't know if y'all ever watched documentaries on John Gotti. Like the way he got off on the feds, like he either used the jurors, like he got down on one of them, or played the system against itself.
Oh yeah.
And you know, what I mean, a lot of guys like who was high profile did do that at that time. And that's why they started increasing them guidelines. Like, we gonna take these people down for these amounts of drugs.
So who y'all think won the movie, man? Who, like, if you look back at this movie, like, who movie is this? I would definitely not say it's Ice-T's.
So Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I think this movie is the movie that made him.
Hands down.
down.
Wesley
Yeah,
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes is definitely
Nino Brown.
Shout out to Blade.
the other man with a close second, bro.
Really?
No, I'm talking shit, man.
Shut your ass up.
You can't say G Money is second. I guess you kind of got to go Ice-T, right? No, Judd Nelson, bro. We about to out his ass with the blackface, bro.
Nah, Mitch got him canceled, dude.
That's what I'm
he
saying. He
already
done.
canceled.
Oh yeah, we done. We about to start that up on the page this week. I don't even know if he's still alive, bro. Rest in peace, Judd Nelson, maybe. Rest in speculation. All right, man. I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up, fellas. We got a chance to talk to the people about credit And then we got a chance to break down the car classic, man. Great movie. One of my favorite movies growing up, New Jack City.
Oh yeah, mine too.
So, Mitch, what you got for the people, baby?
Once again, thank you for listening. Please go to our channel on YouTube at the Wise Guys Podcast Detroit. We need your support, and please like and subscribe.
You can also contact us, give us any feedback on Facebook. Like, comment, share. Please share with the people how much you appreciate the show. We appreciate y'all.
Yes, and then you also can catch us now on Spotify at the Wise Guys Podcast Detroit. Follow us on there as well. We appreciate the love, y'all.
And until then, be true and be you, baby.
Wise Guys signing out.
Yes, sir.
Pew, pew.